Hard seltzers are a fresh alternative to beer and cocktails. Hi there, everyone. This is Jeff, and you're listening to Plain English, where we help you upgrade your English with current events and trending topics. JR is the producer, and he has uploaded this full lesson to plainenglish.com/474. Coming up today, beer, wine, or liquor. With few exceptions, those were your options if you wanted an alcoholic drink on a night out. But now, an entirely new category has burst onto the scene: hard seltzer. In today's lesson, I'll tell you all about this new type of drink, and on Thursday, I'll reveal the results of my blind taste test. In the second half of today's lesson, I'll show you how to use the phrase fit the bill, and I have a quote of the week. Let's get started. When you go for a night out or have friends over for a party, what drink do you reach for? Do you go for beer or do you prefer wine? Maybe you're like JR and you like to mix cocktails. Or maybe you keep things simple and drink whiskey, bourbon, tequila, or other spirits straight. But these days, if you're like many younger consumers, you might be reaching for something new, a hard seltzer. Hard seltzers are taking the beverage industry by storm, led by health-conscious consumers who want a simple and lower-calorie alternative to beer, wine, and fruity cocktails. Seltzers fit the bill. They usually come in 12-ounce cans, have about 100 calories, are gluten-free, and they have just a few grams of sugar. By volume, they're about 5% alcohol, on par with light beer. If you're not familiar with this drink, here's a primer. Seltzer is simply carbonated water. It's basically Coca-Cola without the syrup or the flavoring. Hard seltzers combine alcohol with flavored seltzer water. It's like alcoholic soda. The flavors might remind you of a candy aisle: watermelon, strawberry, mango, passion fruit, lemon lime, peach, kiwi, and cherry are all popular flavors. All alcoholic drinks are fermented, meaning that some kind of sugar combines with yeast to produce alcohol. In wine, the sugar comes from grapes. In beer, it's grains. In the case of hard seltzers, it's often just cane sugar. The producers then mix in the fruit flavoring. The result is a refreshing, clear beverage that's lower in calories and has a touch of fruit flavor. And they are a huge hit in the US. Consumers like them for different reasons. Beer drinkers like seltzer because it feels familiar, but it's lighter in your stomach. Cocktail drinkers like it because it's more convenient than mixing a drink. Unlike wine, it's lower in alcohol, so you can sip it for a while. And health-conscious consumers like the lower calorie count. White Claw is the most popular brand. It's made by a Canadian company, the same company behind Mike's Hard Lemonade, another beer alternative drink, and White Claw was introduced in 2016. Let me give you an idea of how quickly the industry has grown. In 2017, just 5 years ago, the whole industry generated $39 million of revenue. By 2021, it had grown to $4.9 billion with a B. The pandemic supercharged the trend as consumers were drinking fewer or no cocktails at bars, and they were looking for a more health-conscious alcoholic choice. Many areas relaxed rules about takeaway beverages too, making these ready-to-drink beverages easy to buy and consume one by one. Now, everyone wants a piece of the action. Big beverage companies started to develop their own seltzers. AB InBev, one of the world's biggest brewers of beer, recently released Bud Light Seltzer, which, thanks to an intense marketing campaign, is now the third most popular seltzer in the US. The second most popular is called Truly. That's made by the Boston Beer Company, a medium-sized beer brewer in the US. Corona also has a seltzer. The seltzer industry markets itself differently from other alcoholic beverages. The alcohol industry is often segregated based on crude stereotypes. Light beer is for regular guys. Craft beer is for snobs. Fruity cocktails are for women. Wine is more for women unless it's with an expensive meal. Tequila shots are for real men who can hold their liquor. Well, seltzers are a new category, so they don't carry any type of stereotype. The result is that seltzers are equally popular among men and women. They're affordable, and the flavors are familiar to anyone who used to like fruit candy as a kid. In other words, seltzers have been careful to market themselves as a drink for everyone. The brands have used social media to listen to and respond to consumers' opinions when deciding on new projects. For example, White Claw has 12 flavors, and they sell cases with many combinations of flavors, perfect for a party where everyone likes different flavors. So now that you know about hard seltzers, I'll tell you about my blind taste test on Thursday. To give you an idea of how popular these are now, I had a party a few weeks ago with colleagues from work, and full disclosure, I was the oldest person at the party. I had about 10 or 12 colleagues over to my house on a Friday night, and I started us off with 2 cases of beer, 2 bottles of wine, and 1 case of about 12 seltzers. When the night was over, all my original seltzers were gone. People had gone out to buy more cases of seltzer, and I had more than half the beer left that I had bought, and nobody touched the wine. Then we went out to play pool at a place near my house, and at the bar, most people ordered seltzers. So that's just one example, but seltzers barely existed 5 years ago, and now they're the most popular drink at a party in my own house. All right, the expression we're going to review today is fit the bill. To fit the bill means to be exactly what is needed at a given time or in a given situation. A person can fit the bill or a thing can fit the bill. I told you earlier that I had some people over to my house on a recent Friday night. We were celebrating a work event, and my company gave us an Uber Eats coupon that we could use to buy some food. I was thinking about my favorite delivery places, but I was also thinking about my kitchen and whether I would have to clean up a mess afterward. If I ordered something complicated, would I have enough plates and bowls? What kind of cleanup would I need to do? So the meals from my favorite delivery restaurants are just not good for crowds. So I went to an old standby: pizza. I ordered 3 pizzas from Jimmy's Pizza Cafe, and that really fit the bill. That was exactly what we needed in that situation. Pizza is a crowd pleaser. I got a cheese pizza, a veggie pizza, and a pepperoni pizza. It's easy to eat on paper plates. Nobody spilled anything. The cleanup was a cinch. I could have done something complicated, something messy, something that maybe not everyone would like. But that wouldn't have been the best choice. In this case, the best choice, the thing that really fit the bill, was pizza. So do you remember how you heard it earlier today? We were talking about the popularity of hard seltzers. For quite some time now, a lot of consumers have wanted to be more health conscious with their alcoholic beverages. Beer is heavy and full of carbs and calories. Cocktails are fun, but they're expensive and often loaded up with sugar, especially if they contain syrups or fruit juices. Wine is good, but it's not easy to just grab a small portion and go. Well, then, bars closed. Consumers were looking for something healthier. Well, let's just say they were looking for something less unhealthy. And they couldn't go out to bars and restaurants. But hard seltzers fit the bill. Hard seltzers were exactly what was needed during those times. I've watched a lot of great documentaries and TV shows lately on Netflix and HBO Max. I've told you about a few of them, but I need to confess that sometimes I just get to the end of the day and I don't want to watch anything really great. I just want something mildly entertaining that doesn't require much brain power because, let's face it, sometimes I don't have much brain power left to spend. Well, when that happens, I like to watch Law and Order. That just fits the bill. It's not complicated. It doesn't require much concentration. I could fall asleep for 10 minutes and still not feel lost. I don't need to think about what happened in the previous episode because they all stand alone. The story is all wrapped up in one single hour-long episode. Well, this is what I need when I'm out of energy and just want to be entertained for an hour before bed. In those situations, Law and Order fits the bill. So these are 3 examples of a thing that fits the bill. But a person can fit the bill too. A few weeks ago, I told you the remarkable story of Volodymyr Zelensky, the president of Ukraine. He was an actor before becoming president. In fact, you might remember that he played the president on television. You might have thought that a television actor might not be the best person to lead a country. But Zelensky fits the bill perfectly. He's a good war leader inside Ukraine, and he has used his communication skills to rally support for his country's cause in foreign capitals. He is what Ukraine needed at this crucial moment in its history, so we say he fits the bill. It's Monday, so I have a quote of the week for you today. Today's is from the sculptor Michelangelo. Here's what he said: "I saw the angel in the marble and carved until I set him free." I like that quote because it's just a much different perspective on creating art. And as a non-artist, and believe me, a non-artist, I just assumed a sculptor would have a vision in his head, acquire the material, and then use the material to create the image in the marble. But this quote frames it differently. Michelangelo said he saw the angel trapped inside the stone and saw it as his job to carve until the angel could be seen by the outside world. So I love how different people can look at the same thing differently. I saw the angel in the marble and carved until I set him free, says the Italian sculptor Michelangelo. Well, that's all for today, Monday, June 6th, 2022. Remember that this was lesson number 474, so you can find the full lesson resources at plainenglish.com/474. And as a reminder, the full lesson resources include the transcript, the translations, exercises, a step-by-step video lesson. I just recorded the video lesson and it's a good one, and much, much more, all at plainenglish.com/474. See you right back here on Thursday for the results of my hard seltzer taste test. See you then.